Welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how the dashboard looks like and what you will be able to see in your dashboard once you have Piio up and running. So here on the first screen, you're going to see the domains you have. You can have multiple domains, and each domain is going to have its own overview where you can see what's going on there. On this main screen on the dashboard, you're going to have a general overview of what's going on in your account. We're going to see here that you have this amount of credits. In this case, we have 300,000, and we've consumed so far about 5K in credits. And you're going to see different colors here based on the different domain that you have and how each domain is using your credits. You're also going to see what type of plan you're in and if you have an option to upgrade your plan. Here you're going to be seeing the usage you have each day, and each day is going to vary depending on how much traffic you receive. Remember that we don't charge based on data transfer, but we charge based on how many credits you're consumed, and those credits are measured as unique users or unique visitors on your website. So if you have more unique visitors, you're gonna use more credits on our service. And at the end here, you're gonna see the pending issues. We have a way of validating how your website is integrated with Piio, and if there are things that you can improve and have a better performance of our technology and get the most out of it. So let's click here and go into the overview from Piio, which is not going to be very different because we have only one domain here. So we're going to see again the credits used on this domain particularly, the plan that we have, and different metrics, right? The amount of images that are being delivered, 15,000 to desktop and 12,000 to mobile, 43% on mobile devices. Then we're going to see also how much data we transferred on the period. And let's keep in mind that here we have the current period. And we're going to by default show you the current period you're on. You can change this, you can play with the data and see how your website is working on the different dates. So looking more at this graph, you're also going to see the data transfer expected and the data transfer that we're actually sending to the users. This allows you to understand how the integration is working and what level of compression you're achieving on your website. The first one here, September 8th, it's 1.43 gigabytes of expected transfer. If we won't have been using Piio and if Piio was not installed, then this is what our users will have received that day. Instead, we're seeing the real transfer, which is 122 megabytes. This is usually what we see, and we see a compression rate. Here we are at 90%, but we can see between 80 to 90%. We could say that that is a regular implementation. If you're below that, then usually what happens is that you may need to improve the images you're uploading to your website, but we can talk about that some other time. Also here, you're gonna see the amount of images being delivered for your users, and at the end the credits as we see on the previous screen. So next we're gonna see at the issues, right? And for the issues, you're gonna be able to add as many pages as you want to keep track and to see if there's something that you can improve here. We're gonna check this one, for example, that we added before, and some images are loading with the wrong dimensions. This means that we have a tip here on how you can do one of the things. You can also contact support and ask as many questions as you want, and we're going to help you to get to the best possible result. And yes, what happens here is that we're probably need to add some CSS instructions. We can see more here, and we can see what images are not loading in the wrong dimensions for the synthetic test that we're using to validate the integration. And adding some instructions to the CSS usually is image with auto that fixes the problem. Sometimes you need to do something else. And also we're seeing that some images are hidden on this page that shouldn't be loading. We also have an article about that and how you can improve that. But if we want to add another page, for example, let's add our new page, which is solutions/images. So now the page is validating, and we're running a synthetic test to understand how your website is loading and see if there are some improvements that can be made to get the most out of Piio 2. Keep in mind that it's really hard to get to 0 issues because you may not have access to all your code, or you may not be able to implement the changes that we are suggesting. So usually using overview and using the average compression and understanding that, and if you're in the good rate, then you'll probably be fine. But of course, if you can get to 0 issues on every page, that will be ideal. And we're gonna change here the icon that you're seeing, and you're gonna see a yellow icon if things can be improved but are not critical, and you're gonna see a green icon if things are working perfectly for you. Another thing you may have noticed when I added the page is that you can add a performance monitor, and we're gonna go into that. But if you are going to create a page here to see how is Piio working for you on that page, you can set the frequency of a monitor, and we're gonna run performance tests on that page every day, every week, or every month, depending on what you want. So let's go into the performance now that we talked about that. And here we're gonna see how the pages have been performed over the past days. If we change here, we're gonna see how pricing has been performing for us, and we go back to the home page. And also keep in mind that we're running 2 tests every time. We're running one for desktop and one for mobile. Things change a bit, but here you can see and you can track and you can find, for example, here, if you're having any issues with the performance and you need to correct them. And this is a really useful tool. Eventually, we're gonna add alerts to this, hopefully very soon, so you don't have to get into the dashboard. But for now, I recommend you get into the dashboard once a week and you set the performance monitors once a week. Okay, so that's basically all for what it is, the dashboard. You can play around with it, and please let us know if you find anything that you want to improve. I don't want to stop mentioning that we have teams, and within a team you can add as many teammates as you want. And this is really useful because sometimes you don't want to share your login credentials, or maybe you're using Google to log into the dashboard, and that's more complex. So you can invite as many teammates as you want, and they can review the things for you too, and they can add things, and they can modify your dashboard and put the tracking performance or understanding how the integration is working, and get more information about how Piio is performing for you. Thank you very much. Let us know if you have any questions, of course. We would love to improve this and make it more useful for you.